On the morning of July 1st, 2025, the Republic of Mali faced one of the most aggressive, coordinated assaults on its national defense in recent history. Beginning before sunrise, 7 simultaneous attacks were launched against army positions across the country. These were not isolated skirmishes. They were part of a deliberate, well-timed operation targeting military outposts in the towns of Niono, Molodo, Diabaly, Diafarabé, and Diboli, among others, stretching from central Mali to the country's western edge, near the border with Senegal. The attackers? Militants linked to the extremist group known as JNIM, Jama'at Nusrat al-Islam wal-Muslimin, a jihadist faction affiliated with al-Qaeda. JNIM has operated throughout the Sahel for years, responsible for countless raids, ambushes, and acts of terror across Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Their strategy has always been the same: strike quickly, destabilize rural regions, and expand their control through fear and misinformation. But this time, the Malian state did not back down. According to an official statement delivered later that day by Colonel Major Souleymane Dembélé, spokesperson for the Malian Armed Forces, the National Army responded to these coordinated attacks with what he described as professionalism, discipline, and unwavering strength. Military units, some already on high alert, mobilized immediately. Tactical teams engaged insurgents on the ground, supported by air reconnaissance and reinforcements from nearby command centers. Within hours, Mali's army had contained every single threat, repelling the attacks in all 7 locations. The results were decisive. Over 80 insurgents were neutralized, and dozens more fled into surrounding bushland. In the aftermath, Malian forces recovered a significant cache of materials: assault rifles and heavy ammunition, encrypted radios and communication devices, dozens of motorcycles, often used by insurgent groups for mobility in rural areas, and multiple vehicles modified for combat use. In a public address, Colonel Dembélé stated, "The aim of these attacks was to spread chaos and fear, but instead what they revealed was the strength and readiness of our forces. Mali is no longer on the defensive. We are building a country that protects itself." In the hours following the engagements, JNIM released a statement claiming responsibility for the attack on Diboli, a border town west of the Kays region. The group falsely claimed to have taken control of the area, an attempt to inflate their success and demoralize the public. However, that narrative was swiftly denied by the Malian army, which clarified that all positions remained under state control, and that the operation had ended with Mali's full territorial integrity preserved. To ensure transparency, footage of recovered weapons and vehicles was released to the media, and reports were corroborated by multiple independent international outlets. But this story is not just about Mali. It is about a broader shift happening across West Africa, especially in the Sahel region. Over the past 2 years, Mali has undergone a major reorientation of its national defense and foreign policy. The transitional government, led by the military since 2021, has made strong moves to assert its sovereignty and self-reliance. In partnership with neighboring countries like Burkina Faso and Niger, Mali has helped form what some analysts now call the Sahel Security Front, a growing alliance of African nations committed to solving their own internal conflicts without relying on external powers. The success of the July 1st counteroffensive reinforces that vision. It shows the region and the world that African nations are capable of mounting coordinated defenses, managing their borders, and protecting their citizens. Of course, the challenges remain significant. Insurgent groups like JNIM continue to evolve. Rural regions remain vulnerable to asymmetric attacks, and regional instability, from economic hardship to displaced populations, still threatens long-term peace. But July 1st sent a clear message. Mali is not collapsing, it is reorganizing. And more importantly, Africa is not helpless, it is rising. The people of Mali have endured decades of insecurity, political transitions, and external interventions. But today they are witnessing the beginnings of a self-defended state, one that meets violence with strategy, fear with resolve, and foreign manipulation with national pride. This was not just a tactical victory, it was a psychological shift. And for many it marked a turning point in the story of the Sahel. From the streets of Bamako to the villages near the Senegalese border, The people of Mali are no longer waiting to be rescued. They are defending themselves. They are reclaiming their narrative, and they are doing so on African soil with African strength.